Hello everyone, Galidorn back again, playing Raid Shadow Legends. Alright, so I've waited until, again, almost the last of a special event for shards, and I'm going to pull the primals both on this account, my son's account, and as well on, of course, the main Galidorn account. As I spoke in my last video, I will always pull the 2x mythicals from the primals, and I don't count on them as part of the fusion, and yeah, I knew it, that Raid was going to do something funky probably with the primals, either during the fusion, and it turns out it was before the fusion, but whatever. It is a 2x mythical, so the primals get pulled on that no matter what. Again, they don't really factor into my fusion preparation for my main. Now, having spoke about the fusion, it is early in the morning on the 10th of March when, according to the news, fusion event starting on March 10th. So it's supposed to start in probably a few hours. However, we can see here, nothing. So no link to the schedule or anything to make any comment.
Nothing.
And if we check out the player and play calendar, we can see here, as you can see, it is Monday morning, the 10th. Nothing. A big, fat stack of white noise going on.
Probation! I'm worried! I'm spending $10,000, her losing the $10,000 had me back on. Who cares?
Where the fusion is supposed to be here. So this is getting a little ridiculous, that even on the day of the fusion, they're not giving us any insider warning or prep or anything.
I can't take it anymore! I just want to die!
For the event. Now, I don't know, I'm trying to think that in past fusions, in the past years...
I'm here to help you with your history report.
What?
There was more information, at least in the day or two prior to it, but to have it starting in maybe a few hours? I don't know, when does it start on the 10th? This is just a little ridiculous.
You said the word again!
Okay, well, back to the game, back to pulling the primals, and we'll just see what transpires, I guess.
Fuck! Ass!
Just to update, there is a little news. I forgot about the whole festival creation menu in here. So the fusion event is supposed to start in 4 hours, and as we saw, still nothing in the news or the player and play calendar, you know, telling us what's going to happen. So still very odd. Whatever this thing is over here, who knows? Coming soon. 1 hour. So it can't be part of the fusion. Alright. 2x mythicals. It would be something if I get the mythical here on the alt account. Nowhere near the mercy on either of the accounts. Closer on the Galidorn, but still not really anywhere near what you need. And the primal mercy is pretty ridiculous for mythicals anyway. 200 summons. But then at least it starts going up in nice big chunks. But 200 summons. I mean, my god.
Oh my god!
I don't think I'll be playing the game for, you know, probably the next year and have 200 summons of primals. Anyway, enough that jibber-jabbering and blabbering and friggin' crying and whining and complaining. Let's get to it. Alright, here we go. See if we get the first mythical on, well, either account, really. From pulling shards. Makagi has been secured on the main account, but nothing has been pulled yet. Alright, here we go. Let's see. And, of course, I forgot to mention, it's also 2x legendary.
You went full retard, man.
And 2x epic. But watch me here.
Watch me go!
I will probably get all blue chickens, basically. They don't call them the Red Ancients for nothing. So here we are, back on the main Galidorn account. And also forgot to mention that I do plan on combining this, a little bit of the video that pulls in with my assessment of the schedule for the fusion and how I plan to work my way through to get the entertainer Fabian. But however, I mean, since I don't know, like I said, what is going on.
What the fuck is going on?
With that fusion, right now, I'll have to wait and see what's up. Okay, as you see here, I only have 14 of these. I think this might be the most I've pulled in one go, or close to it. We're not going to do a 10 pop, of course. Where would be the fun in that? I honestly don't really think I'm going to be getting much. It'll probably be 14 blues. I'm almost afraid, you know, to click the button here.
I know you're scared because I'm scared, but that's no reason to accept our fate.
Anyway, let's go. Let's get right into it. Jump right into the water. Give me those freaking... Oh, let me start off with an epic. The Blood Feather. Honestly, I think this champ's so boring, I don't even have a joke for it.
Unpacking it up and sneaking away and buggering off and chickening out and pissing up home.
Let's move. Blue. Alright, give me my 13 blues. Alright, fuck face. Give me my 13 blues. Come on. Another one. There we go. Channeler. Fuck. Pigman.
It's a big man! A big man!
Man, bear, pig. Poof. I think I at least get a Lego, maybe? Or like a good epic. I don't know. Oh, well, okay, they're epic. Oh! Oh, the game just kicked me in the nuts. Give me a good epic and give me Crypt Witch. Diabolus, they farm you from campaign all the time. You're the biggest, bluest chicken. The ant woman, the mosquito woman. Oh, nothing. Nothing, 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 nothing.
Nothing.
Like a dagger in my heart, just all epics. Another Steel Skull. Steel Skull's a good champ, but I have him all booked out. Well, you know, I'll empower the Steel Skull. And he is one of the champs that I'm finally going to take up to level 60. He's actually my lead on my Skinwalkers faction war team. He's been at 50 forever.
Well, we're waiting.
And other champs keep coming and trotting over him. But I'm going to raise the poor fucker to level 60 in the champ training for this fusion. It will make my Skinwalkers faction team a bit quicker. They still kind of struggle on the final boss, but with him at 60, it should be smooth sailing for me. Alright. 4 more. Oh fuck, I thought that was a red flash there, Torture Helm. It was not it. I thought there was something weird about that one. No. Oh. Okay. Oh, you work so hard to get these things, and now, oh, and it's uppa!
What the hell is even that?
Skull Lord Vargal. Okay. So I do not have the Skull Lord. Thing is, he is a guy that can specialize doing stuff in Doom Tower, but I don't really need anyone to fill that role right now. I'm kicking Doom Tower ass all over the place hard. I'll have to check out and see where else he's good. But he's new. I don't know if I'll use him. He's decent. He got a buff recently. He is the guy who does all the friggin' destroy HP stuff. Alright, let's just check him out. Revives a random ally from the Lizardman faction. 50% HP and 50% turn meter. I mean, if you ever pull the leader king of the Lizardmen, this could be a good guy to pair him with. Okay, so here it is. When attacked, he destroys the attacker's max HP by 5%. Destroys max HP of bosses by 2.5%. Oh, and except the Scarab King, whose max HP will be destroyed by 5%. Right now I have Richtof in there. Maybe he can replace Richtof against the Scarab King. Maybe he could make that fight go faster. Richtof's in there now, and I've got him in Destroy gear. He's got Destroy skill. And he breaks down the shield a bit, but then he kind of dies, and it takes the rest of the team a while to kill the Scarab King. So I don't really farm the Scarab King. Maybe this guy could let me farm the Scarab King. Okay, so maybe I was, fucking made a liar out of me, I guess.
Oh, come on!
So I'm trying to see what the Ascension is. I guess it's 50% chance of placing True Fear debuff on targets with any destroyed max HP. So I mean, that's more of a PvP thing. Okay, so yeah, so the Ascended thing is just the True Fear, it looks like. Alright. So he's got an AoE on his A3. AoE decrease attack. It can't be resisted if he's got at least one champ from Lizardman pack. Who knows, maybe I could work him a little bit in PvP alongside of Pytheon. He's got provoke, single target provoke, and cannot be resisted one ally from the Lizardman faction. And then the strength on all allies for 2 turns. And the A1, 1 enemy 2 times. You know, of course he could be good for Fire Knight, duh. Fire Knight heals himself. But I've already got my Fire Knight normal fully cooked. And my Fire Knight hard that I'm still working on, guys, is just all based around freeze. Although I do have Pythion on it currently, but then I have to take one of the freeze guys out there for him, so probably not. He might be something to go into Scarab King eventually, I guess. And then each hit places 100% heal reduction, debuff on the target for 2 turns. Debuff cannot be resisted with at least 1 ally champion from the Lizardman faction of your team, and is damage based on defense. Okay, so defense-based damage champ, always good.
Light bulb.
Oh, I know, Amius. Yes, he could be a candidate for Amius. Yeah, right. And, you know, the heal reduction and destroy HP. Because, as we all know, Amius heals himself for sure.
Bastard!
I've found out that trying to destroy Amius's HP is not the way to go. Because if you're trying to get him, you know, down to a point where you can kill him, you're going to run out of turn meter with Amius. We'll see. Alright, so, big, ugly fucking monster. Grotesque dude. You are one ugly motherfucker. Welcome to the team. Skull Lord Vargo. Alright, well, it was something, right? Hey, at least something for the video. Cool. Alright, one more. Last one. Can we get the red on top of the gold? Nope, just blue. And another apothecary. Your twin brother is a star on the team. You are just going to be food, my friend. And that's it. And just to show you where I got to in the champion chase, got a couple of rewards. I'll save that energy for a while. Alright, so it is the morning of the 10th, and the info on the fusion has finally dropped. Yeah, they dropped it right at the moment, it looks like, when the fusion started. Not giving you any time beforehand to prepare to even tell you what was it all about.
Fairly warned be thee, says I.
And the info is not in the news. Surprise, surprise. At least it's not in mine right now. Usually it'll let you know that, hey, the fusion started, and here's a link to the schedule. So the schedule's not in the in-game news, but it is at least in Plarium Play, so at least they gave us that. So let's take a look at where it is in Plarium Play. Alright, so at least they didn't hide it, I guess. It's in the home screen for Raid Shadow Legends. And here it is, Lord Entertainer Fabian Fusion. Click on that, and it'll bring you right into this. And as we can see here, it is a straight-on old-style champion fusion, where you collect all the copies of the rares, rank level and ascend, fuse them together to make the 4 epics, and then of course rank level and ascend the epics to make the final champ fusion for Fabian. So breakdown, fairly standard, nothing too complex about this one. I do have to commend them that this time around they are starting the Dungeon Divers event with the Dragon Tournament. They're not staggering it. A lot of the fusions, I think most of them I can remember from the last, I don't know, bunch, have staggered the start, where you start off with whatever tournament, and then the Dungeon Divers event is like the next day, so you have to wait on your Dungeon Tournament if you want to maximize in the Dungeon Divers. But they're starting these two, so you can start right in on Dragon, start accumulating your Dungeon Divers event. They've got the Champion Training event, so that can also, if you're running especially Nightmare campaign, that can help out a little bit in the Dungeon Divers. I'm going to focus on Dragon Tournament. There's also a CVC starting tomorrow. You can fold a lot of that in to CVC, but I don't recommend waiting for that. Dungeon Divers events usually are quite the bag drive, and they take a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of running to get to what you need. Now, the Champion Training event does extend a little bit, and the Champion Training event does not overlap with the second Dungeon Divers event. So I would recommend front-loading the Dragon Tournament, getting that out of the way as quickly as possible, then shifting into the Champion Training event and doing a lot of your champion running. If you can do Nightmare, so that you can top up the Dungeon Divers event with whatever you need from doing your champion training. And you can do your tavern work, of course, you know, throughout. They have staggered the second Dungeon Divers event, as you can see, a day after the Ice Golem event starts. Now, I've checked out Plarium Play, and the Ice Golem tournament is not overlapping at all with the Dungeon Divers event. So we have a day of the Ice Golem that's on its own, only giving its own points. Do it rather sporadically in the first day, build up some points, but then use the final 2/3 of it to really turn it on for the second Dungeon Divers event. To maximize, you want to maximize where these things overlap, because if you don't have a lot of the shards for the summon rush, if you feel you have tons and tons of shards, sacreds and voids to get this epic, then you can look at skipping 4 of these events. And generally, if you are doing that, then the Dungeon Divers events are the ones that you should be skipping, because they are the ones, if you can't get the epic and the summon rush, that will really determine whether your fusion is going to be successful or not. These 3 Dungeon Divers events are the make or break. As I mentioned in my last video, if you have 25 voids minimum, you should be golden to get the rare in the summon rush. And the thing is that you cannot skip anything if you're not going for that epic, so all of these have to be done. Now, unfortunately, because they've front-ended the champion training event, you're really not going to have much ability to use the fusion champs themselves in any of your champion training. You might be able to do the 2 rares.
2 chicks at the same time, man.
Actually, 3 rares, because if you get the one from the gear enhancement event right away, and then your Dungeon Divers and your Dragons, so you can use 3 of them, and I suppose you could get 4 if you really want to front end your Ice Golem tournament and use that towards this champion training event. What I would do is I would probably back end to the second champion training activity, which is the tournament. Gear enhancement, it's whatever. Should be a layup, should be an easy one. Get your silver, make your silver. Hopefully you've been hoarding silver up to this point. Talked about that summon rush, Dungeon Divers. We don't run into the first Classic Arena till about halfway through. Again, another layup. Classic Arena should be an easy one. Got your second champion training tournament going on. By this point, you should have a number of the rares, maybe an epic, if you went into the summon rush and got the epic. So use this champion training tournament to rank level ascend, because the ascension works for points in the tournament. So use these guys right here in the middle in this champion training tournament. Run into our second gear enhancement. Again, another layup. Should have accumulated a lot of silver throughout here, although champion training again costs silver, so watch out for that. Then we move into a spider tournament, all on its own, so it is not going to give you anything outside of the tournament itself, except of course for silver for the gear enhancement. I guess you could look at it that way. Then they've staggered at the last tier, the Fire Knight tournament, starting it again the day before the Dungeon Divers. Really not much point here in doing any of the Fire Knight until that Dungeon Divers event starts. Do it sporadically to keep your energy cap done. There's no more champion training to be done at this point. And then finally you have your champion chase, which is I'm going to save all my legendaries in the portal that I showed in the previous video for this one, which will allow me to expend some sacreds. So my thought is that I am going to be going after the epic in this summon rush.
Groovy.
So I'm probably going to be skipping some of these activities. Thing is, I'm not going to be skipping anything until I actually hit that summon rush and see how many points I require. So it's more like, if I'm skipping anything, it's going to be these last couple of Dungeon Divers, maybe something else, who knows. Everything else is still pretty easy. Possibly the champion training tournament might be something to skip. Again, you can skip 4 of them. Again, Classic Arena and Gear Enhancement, finishing off with a couple of layups. So that's, I guess, my overall assessment and plan for this going forward. Alright, let's go back into the game. Alright, so where we are now. As I said, start right off the bat doing dragon. Haven't done it much, got a few points. Yeah, just started also on the path, of course, into the dungeon divers. So my plan is here to run 20. Doing the super raids at 32.
Just 1 teaspoon of super aids in your butt and you're dead in 3 years.
Just do a run for comparison. I use the same team for normal and hard dragon.
Yeah, how about you suck your dick, which is also somehow my dick?
I got Thor in the lead. He's the damage, along with Xavia for damage. Arbiter for heals and revives in case something goes wrong. Mithrala doing what she does. And I still got old Bad L running in my dragon teams. Of course, for his damage boost with the poison, and he works perfectly with Xavia and her poison explosion. So there's a hybrid poison explosion team, adding in Thor for that extra max damage. $34 points for 32 energy. Not concerned about the gear, really. Now, I could modify this team in normal to make it, you know, a bit faster. But since I use it both on, like, all levels of hard, I don't really want to. That's a little bit longer than usual. Usually I can do it in a minute. That's okay with me. In hard, because of the affinity, I do stage 7. I'll just do a run of that as well, just for comparison. Now watch, it'll make a liar out of me. But trust me, over time, the energy to point ratio is better for running normal 20. I'm doing 7 because at the higher levels, they're not 100% runs. Like, this team can still lose. They're, I'd say, between 80 and 90% on stage 10. I don't want to be wasting any energy at all, because tolerances are tight in these fusions. As casual free-to-play, every point of energy is countable. Is a great detriment if you tend to waste it. As you can see, I'm already at double the time. Dude is much tougher here. And there we go, we got 38 points. So 38 points for 40 energy spent, so I'm actually below. The ratio was over 1 for the run on normal, and as you can see here, the ratio is under 1. 38 points to 40 energy. There is the demonstration of why you should actually be farming stage 20 normal for these events. Alright, so there's my plan, and the first day starting off, it will be dragon prioritized. The champ training will be mostly tavern work. I started saving my level 30 champ chickens in the past couple days. Yeah, I only got a couple. Going to do the brew technique with these guys. Yeah, I got a lot of chickens, but I'm going to utilize the champ chickens, of course, first. I use my actual chickens outside of champ training activities, because you can't get the extra points out of the actual chickens. So yeah, that'll be a lot of my focus for champ training while I'm running dragon, and then I'll see what I get out of dragon and top it up with doing some nightmare in the next couple days after today. But energy today is going to be focused on dragon. So okay, that's what it is.
Yeah, exactly how it looked. That's how it is.
There's the start of the fusion. Plus, I pulled some primals for you. Hope that the schedule is looking good for you. Hope that your first day is starting off well. Hope there's no big surprises. I mean, it would have been nice for Player M to, you know, tell us what kind of fusion it was going to be, you know, before it actually started. Hope that you were looking forward to getting the Lord Entertainer Fabian. And then I hope he works out well for you. Hope your week has started well in all other regards. And as always, guys, thanks for watching.